Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Forex Focus, and welcome back. In fact, we've been away for a little while now. I've been on holidays and we've been focusing quite a lot on our mentor program and our mentees. So I haven't really had a chance to record these Forex Focus sessions, but the mentor program's just finished, and we're ready to get right back into the swing of things with Forex Focuses every week. So apologies for being away, but hopefully you'll enjoy some of the stuff that we have coming up. Now, this week there's been a lot of momentum in the markets. There are a few things setting up, and there are a few things that could be setting up in the weeks ahead. With the momentum that's sort of taken place this week. So without further ado, let's jump over to the charts and take a look at what's setting up in the FX markets. Now, the one we're going to begin looking at today is the Aussie franc. And the Aussie franc looks a really good trade to sell, not necessarily just for fundamental reasons, but because there's a really nice technical picture that's been building up in this pair as well. So we'll start off by looking at the daily chart. If you look at the daily chart here, one of the things I want you to look at is the fact that this resistance line here has come into play 3 times in the past. So what it's showing us, what the market is telling us, is that it doesn't want to be above this level. Okay, so every time it's got out above this level, it's been rejected. So over here, when we get to 0.75, pretty much 50, it breaks back down. And then it comes back out here again. So that was back in December 2015. Then in March 2016, the market comes back to this level, it rejects it. Again, in April 2016, so just a couple of months ago, it came back to this level, it rejected it. And this actually, as a sort of like a side note, would have been a very nice trade to take. So what you look for, okay, with these sorts of trades, is you look for the market to sort of reject a support or a resistance level. And there's no better rejection than to see the market break through the level and then close back beneath it. Because what that shows you is that the market, when it breaks out above levels like this, you should see momentum. And when it doesn't break out above it and it breaks back below it, it shows you that the market is actually incredibly bearish, because it has an opportunity at these points here to really go bullish and give you a momentum move to the upside. When it doesn't do that, that's giving you a clue that it wants to go short. And the way you could have played this is ultimately either taken a short as soon as the market closed back below this level, or you could have waited for the break of this consolidation period here. And it's only a few days, but if you were to look at it on an hour or 4 hour chart, you would have seen a nice consolidation period up around these highs here. You waited for a break beneath the lows, and you wouldn't even have had to have traded it all the way down to this point here. If you had done, you would have had sort of like a 3-4 times risk reward trade on your hands, which is lovely to have, but you wouldn't even have needed to have done that. You know, you could have traded it just sort of towards this sort of trouble area around here. So literally within a day there, you would have had a 1.5, 2 to 1 risk reward trade on your hands. But anyway, I digress. That's not the one that we're looking at right here. The one that we're looking at here is the shorts beneath this trend line here. And this is something I really love to take. I love to take trend line breaks, especially when you have a technical picture there and you've got a reason, you've got momentum in the market and a reason to go short. And what we're seeing here is we've had this momentum move to the downside, and then we've had a couple of weeks where the market has just kind of gone sideways. And notice that it hasn't broken all the way back up there. Okay, so that's telling us that it's still weighted to the downside, and it's kind of tracking beneath this previous level of support, is sort of acting as a resistance there. It's kind of keeping a lid on this trade. So if the market can stay beneath this level and it breaks beneath this trend line here, I'm certainly going to be looking to take that as a short, potentially down to sort of these lows down here at around the 0.6798, with your stopper above the highs around the 0.7228. So you would have a very nice risk reward trade on your hands. That's sort of like a 2.5 to 1, and it's a very good picture. So then moving on, we've got something similar in the Aussie New Zealand, only we won't be taking that on a daily chart because we don't have the pullback there on the daily chart, but we could conceivably see some sort of a setup here on the 1 hour chart. So this is sort of like a shorter term trade, let's say. It's not one that we're going to hold for days and days and weeks, but if we can get a little bit of momentum, if we can see the market particularly open up sort of tomorrow night, track along this area here, and then give us a break beneath this trend line, that's definitely one I'm going to be looking to take as a short-term trade. So perhaps sort of maybe a few hours to a couple of days, but no more than that, because the technical picture isn't setting up on the daily chart. This is only a 1 hour time frame trade, but all the same, it could really provide us a nice opportunity. Then the final one that's sort of looking imminent is the one on the Euro New Zealand. So the Euro New Zealand here, as you can see, similar to the Aussie New Zealand, we've got massive momentum move to the downside. And I want to bring up the daily chart for you here as well, because we've got something quite nice here. Okay, we've got the fact that the market has broken beneath this structure level here. Okay, so this previous level of support, the market didn't pay any attention whatsoever. Let's get the line in there eventually. The market didn't pay any attention whatsoever. And what I would really like to see here is I would really like to see the market pull back to this level and then give us a short. I'm not overjoyed with taking a short from this level right here, because we'd be going directly back into the 1.57753, so directly into this low here. If I did take that, I would take it with a lesser of a position. But I would like to see the market pull back to this level here. So maybe over the next day or two, see the market pull back up towards here, up towards these highs, respect the previous level of support, which could then become resistance, respect that level there, and then give us some sort of price action to take that short. And that will be a trade that would be a very nice one to take. So that's the ones that are sort of setting up right now. But there are others that we do have our eyes on. One of them is the Euro franc. So you can see that there's a significant amount of momentum in this chart here. What we would be looking for is a pullback either on the 1 hour or the 4 hour time frame, and then to give us an opportunity to go short. We can see that this is the biggest body candle. If you look at it on a weekly basis, in quite some time, it's the most bearish candle in a while. So if it can break beneath this level here, that will certainly be one that we'll be looking to take. The euro dollar doesn't have a setup right now, but again, it's showing signs of weakness. All right, over the past year or so, it's been consolidating around this area here. You can see it best on the weekly chart. So we've got consolidation around this area here. Looks like the market could finally be willing to go on a little bit of a trend, which would be nice. Where would I be looking to play this? Probably initially on the 1 hour time frame. If it gets lower than that, then I'll be looking for a pullback on the 4 hour time frame. Because remember, when you're trading the markets, you're looking for measured moves. You're looking for harmonic moves. Every setup isn't the same. So just because you get a momentum move in one direction followed by a pullback, if that pullback isn't enough, okay, to justify, sort of like a nice bit of profit taking following a massive move, then you don't want to take that trade. You always need to make sure that the markets have enough time to digest the current price before it then goes on another tear, because what you can end up doing is chasing the markets and then getting stopped out when you don't need to, when all you needed to do was just wait for the market to pull back a little bit and then take the trade. Okay, so the euro dollar is another one that's looking nice to go short. And then pretty much all of the pound pairs, if we just skip through these very quickly, you can see that the pound pairs, pound Aussie here is going short. So we've got momentum to the downside. Pound CAD, momentum to the downside. Pound franc, momentum to the downside. Pound yen just actually came out of this yesterday, Friday morning, actually, which was a little bit too soon. But it's frustrating. It happens to all of us. And what ultimately had happened was I'd been holding this trade since up here at these highs. So I took this trade up here, took the sell from that level there. I added again down towards this sort of area here. Actually, it's a little bit further up, around that area at 158 there. And what happens, the market went down. It gave us a bit of a pullback, and then it went to move down again. And then yesterday when I looked at this trade, it was starting to pull back again. And I had a significant bit of profit on the table there. You sort of had, what was it, roughly 500-600 pips worth of profit on the table of those trades there. And I thought to myself, okay, I can wait another 200 points because my target was down at these lows here. But it looks like it's turning around. I've got a significant amount of profit. It's more, I've got a positive risk reward trade on the table there. If I don't take profit now and the market is pulling back, then I'm going to kick myself in the morning. And I just kind of asked myself the question, what's going to annoy me more? Giving up all of this profit, which is a positive risk reward trade, or seeing the market go and hit the profit target that I would have liked to have taken. And obviously, it's a little bit frustrating because the entire week I've been sat in this trade and it's been doing nothing. As soon as I get out of it, obviously it goes off and hits the profit target. But that is trading for you girls and guys. Okay, that is trading. It is frustrating, but you just have to get on with it and look for other opportunities. There are always opportunities out there. Okay, but that's the reason I told you that is just to show you that we all I don't want to say we all make mistakes, but we all make decisions that can be frustrating at times, but you just need to think back to why you took that decision. And at the time, it was a justified decision for me. So even though the market did then go off and hit my profit target, which is a little bit annoying, if the market had have turned around at that point and wiped out all of the profits, that would have been even more annoying. Okay? So going on with what we're looking at next week, obviously we've got the pound yen looking to go short here. The only thing is with this one here, it's trading towards these lows here. So we might even be looking for some sort of a bounce back up on this trade here. Pound New Zealand is also short. As you can see, it's broken beneath this structure level. If we can get a sort of pullback to the previous level of support there, so you probably see that on the 1 hour time frame. And what number is that? That's around the 2.0319. So around the 2.0319, we're talking around this area here. If we can get a bit of a pullback consolidation around there before we take that short again, that would be great. And then finally, the pound dollar as well. As you can see, obviously the pound is driving all of this lower. This is particularly bearish. On the daily time frame, we've broken beneath this level here. So again, something that we want to take short, a strong technical picture there. But all of these I've just shown you, we're waiting for the technical setup. At the moment, we don't have that. And then finally, something else that's on my radar is oil. So I was short oil back here. I actually lost money because the market broke up above this level. I then flipped that position and went long around the 44 level. Took profit last week when this market turned, when we had the bearish engulfing candle around here at 50.59. The market is now pulling back a bit. I don't think this rally is over, but obviously we're looking for an area to get back into the market. And this trend line here was where I was hoping to get a little bit of a bounce to be able to take us to the upside. We don't have that at the moment, so this trend line is now invalid. But it is something on my radar. So if I can see a nice technical setup on this, perhaps if the market comes down to this area here, starts to respect a previous level of support or previous level of resistance, which becomes support. So if we put that in there, and then gives us the opportunity to go long. So from around this area here is something I'm definitely going to be all over. So so that wraps up this week's Forex Focus. I hope you've all enjoyed it. I hope you found value in it. Obviously, we didn't just talk about the setups this week. We were talking about some of the trades that we take and the way that we manage them. And we're going to try and work a little bit more of that into the Forex Focus just to make it a little bit more educational. So it's not just about the immediate trades and everything that we have in front of us, but just to help you learn and grow as a trader week on week. So thank you very much for watching. As I said, we're back now. Apologies, we've been away for a little while, but hopefully we'll have a good long run at this. Everybody will be able to get some good ideas out of it. Remember, it's for educational purposes only, so we're not giving you advice in any way whatsoever in these videos. We're not telling you to take a trade. We're simply telling you what we're looking to take in our own accounts, okay? If you like anything that you see here, you still have to go and do your own due diligence. You still need to make up your own mind whether it's right for you. But having said that, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you found value, and I look forward to speaking to you on next week's Forex Focus. So take care now and good trading.